I think this week I've had the opportunity to practice temperance by working on my work-life balance. So I obviously have to go to school, and I have assignments and readings and projects that I need to complete on time. And along with that, I have a retail job. So I have the responsibility of going to work. So it's been really important for me this week to figure out how I can balance all the responsibilities I do have, and at the same time, make time for myself to do things that I enjoy. And I think this really harkens back to what we talked about in the first lesson about temperance, which is that temperance is this middle ground, this balance where we're not completely giving in to desires, but we're also not restricting ourselves from things that we find pleasant or enjoyable. And I won't lie, it has been a bit challenging at times because there are moments where I don't feel motivated to finish my work, or even go to work, my actual job, and I'd rather be watching a movie or literally doing anything else. And, being able to not give in to the desires and, tell myself, like, I need to get this done. This is the priority. But something that has helped me work through this is making compromises for myself. And so I employed this strategy that I like to call compromising, where I tell myself that if I finish a certain amount of tasks or a certain amount of assignments, then I can have a small break where I can do whatever I want. So that could be watching a YouTube video, playing a game, sketching in my sketchbook, literally anything. And once I've had that small break where I got to do what was, nagging at me or tempting me in the first place, then I'm no longer tempted, and I can go back to work again, and I can, come back remotivated. And so I think this strategy has explicitly practiced the aspect of self-control that comes with temperance. So being able to not completely give in to the things that are irresponsible, essentially, because it is irresponsible to not do your work when you have to get it done. And so being able to practice that has been really important in developing temperance in this specific aspect of my life. And some situational factors that I think have made it maybe a bit more challenging are things like my family and my friends. So my friends, for example, we all have a group chat and we're always texting each other. And sometimes while I'm working, I'm getting the notifications and I'm very tempted to get distracted and look at the conversation and see what's going on. And I have to remind myself that it's a slippery slope. And sometimes you're like, oh, just for 1 second, but then you're on there forever. And going along with that, sort of, my family is sometimes watching a movie or a show or something while I'm working. And so being able to actively refrain myself from getting distracted and staying on work, even despite those factors where it's kind of inevitable to be distracted, has been really important for me to practice and develop my temperance this week.